So someone said, "Hey Ascendor, sending you love from Greece. You said that in your meditation you're not doing something and not being aware of the present moment, since we are the present moment." And this totally resonates with me. The thing is that there are many times that I'm getting carried away from my thoughts. Does this mean that this is the present moment? Well, it is, but I don't feel right doing it. It's surely more relaxed, but when this happens, I wake up and return to being aware of thoughts. Can you please shed some light on this? Thank you for your time and wish you the best. Thank you very much for the comment. You said that there are many times that you're getting carried away by your thoughts. Does this mean that this is the present moment? You yourself said that yes, it is the present moment, but you don't feel like you're doing it right. You cannot escape the present moment, of course, and you still feel like you're getting carried away because there is an I that can be carried away by the thoughts. My current experience in meditation is not that I'm even battling with thoughts anymore, because I've really surrendered that also. It's almost as if, when thoughts arise and there's danger that you could get carried away by them, or you could be distracted by the thoughts, that this is something that creates suffering, and therefore you need to have a weapon, and this weapon is called being present. This weapon is called being aware. And so there is one power that seems like it's not in your control, and it's trying to take you away from the present moment. It's trying to get you into Maya, it's trying to get you in the illusion, it's trying to distract you, it's trying to take away your power. It's something that you want to resist, and you resist it by being aware of the present moment. Now, for how long do you have to be present until this power ends? And I have figured out that when you are trying to, be present, you're trying to strengthen your ability to stay present, so that the power that wants to distract you is getting weaker and weaker. But in my experience, it doesn't have to be the experience of everyone. I've found that when you're trying to strengthen your ability to stay present, then you're also strengthening this other power that is trying to distract you, because it's no longer really a relaxation or a surrendering. You're really just trying to stay present. And there's no relaxation in this tense attempt to stay present, at least in my experience. Something entirely else happened. It is a surrendering, giving up. Because what happens is that I'm closing my eyes and I'm not meditating. It's just that there is this intelligence of life itself that is working right now, and it's totally obvious that it's working right now, because it's not you that's beating your heart. It is this intelligence that I'm speaking of that is beating your heart, that is breathing in your lungs, and it can even think thoughts. But there is no feeling of I that needs to control any of it. There's just this never-ending creation of life that's unfolding in front of our eyes, in front of our senses. And the one that thinks that he needs to be free from it is just no longer really participating, but it's on the back seat, just watching from there, but it's not on the steering wheel. So when you think that you have to stay present and you shouldn't be distracted by thoughts, or else you're doing it wrong, that's the one that's on the steering wheel. That's the ego meditating. At least in my opinion, that's how I'm experiencing it. But when you're just taking the back seat and you're not even trying to meditate, then that's real meditation. When you're trying to figure out how to meditate, and you're trying to find the lectures about meditation from Krishnamurti, then you won't find a real how-to from him. He tells you what meditation is not, and then he tells you that when you find out what meditation is not, and then you simply stop doing what meditation is not, then you're meditating. Because you cannot really tell anybody how to meditate. it can be a good practice to stay aware of the present moment. But then it feels like a discipline. It feels like effort. A very subtle effort. It still carries the perfume of waiting until something happens. It's still like, I'm present right now. There's a small amount of tension already. Because when's something going to happen finally? When am I going to be enlightened? Then it's like getting boring, and then the thoughts come, oh no, I shouldn't think, I should stay present. Because Eckhart Tolle said so. And then you'll find yourself in a conflict. So what happened is that I gave it up totally. And as I'm no longer bothering whether I'm thinking or not, whether I'm present or not, I find myself in a feeling that feels like when you are being carried by the water on the ocean. You're no longer trying to swim, and so you let go. And then you find out that because of the salt in the water, it's carrying you. So that's meditation. That's actual the deepest meditation that takes absolutely no effort. And then it doesn't really matter if thoughts are still appearing, because the one that's aware of thoughts, the one that feels he could be distracted by thoughts, isn't really aware of thoughts anymore. It's just awareness. But there's not a small awareness that is in the midst of life, trying to control, trying to hide, trying to fight, trying to avoid, trying to dodge the thoughts. It's just awareness there. The thoughts can appear, but the sense of I that is on the steering wheel, who could drive wrong, who could drive right, it's not there. It's on the backseat. And the one that's on the steering wheel is just life itself. It has always been life itself. You said in your comment that you feel that you're doing it wrong. So you cannot really do it wrong. Because liberation, what you're looking for is liberation, right? So as long as there is a concept of right and wrong in your attempt to find liberation, then you're really not on the right path. Because liberation feels so liberating because you suddenly become free of the concepts of right and wrong. There's something called right action. The right action cannot come from the small self. Because the small self is always about right and wrong. But when you're surrendering your own will, and you just simply see that there is a greater will that is in control of basically everything, then you simply allow the same intelligence to meditate for you, to live for you, to decide through you. And then it's no longer a question whether it was a right or wrong decision. It was just the thing that came. There was no other possibility. So to say that there is no method sounds like it's taking away your power. At least to the ego, to the one who wants to have liberation, to the one who wants to work and earn meditation, the ego that wants to work and earn liberation, to that one, it sounds very disempowering if I would say that there is no technique. But that one needs to be disempowered to go back to the back seat, in order to find out that there is actually a deeper intelligence that is not in control of the I feeling, and that's actually taking care of your life. So to say that there is no method is the method. I hope you can understand how I'm really, how I really mean it. So if you are being carried away by your thoughts and you're becoming aware that you have been carried away by your thoughts, what happens next? You're being carried away by your thoughts. You wake up to it, become present again. Is there a sense of effort in being present? You can become present again, that's a good practice, but can you even let go of that? Can you have a sense of indifference about being present? And let go of that even. When thoughts appear, it's just this intelligence that wants to probably process something in the brain, so allow it. But you don't have to be involved in it. You're in the backseat. You don't have to say, no, I don't want this process to happen, so I'm going to break it right now and I'm going to stay present with discipline and effort. Allow your brain to process things. It's going to look like thinking, but you don't have to be in the midst of it and so it's full of misery. Allow the misery to happen, but by having a sense of indifference about it, you're automatically free from it.